Hello, Plandingo and ToonCat. Turn on the music. All right. Hello, Trix. Duh. All right, let's go. Let's get going on this one. Okay, the first thing is I'm going to remind myself what frame this is on, 2752. Okay, so frame 2752. I'm gonna open the code set. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the fetch game frame function. Wait, is it playback or playback core? Why are there two? Okay, that's really bizarre. I don't know why that was in the list. It's not a real file. Hello, CodPod. Actually, what Vin just suggested is a great idea. I think I can do... People don't know how much they like something until it's gone. I don't know. I mean, hopefully the new messages provide more, solve more use cases. Okay, so branch out R12. Is that a ham sandwich? It's a dog. He's chilling. What's up? His name is Miso. 2752. Today we're trying to figure out what's causing a desync with the widescreen code in Pokemon Stadium. It's kind of a strange interaction. Possibly something to do with Jumbotron. I don't know at the moment. That's what we'll hopefully be digging into. I don't know if I'm going to solve it, but I will try. All right, we're good. We're done building. Is it difficult to maintain servers? I don't know. I mean, once things are working, they kind of run themselves, but it can be annoying when things go down, I guess. Thankfully, that hasn't happened too much. Okay. Hey, Corruption. It's going well. It was amusing. I just went on a nostalgia trip. I played some 5th grade Clue Finders. Played that game a bunch when I was a kid. It was an interesting experience. I definitely played 5th grade the most. I played that game a ton. Okay, so we want, I think this can be off. Should resync false. Well, I think this should be good. Let's see if that works. So we're gonna start the game. Yeah, 5th grade is the volcano on the island or whatever. There's like an erupting volcano on an island or whatever, and you go underwater and do some stuff. And you're welcome, Solar Flare. I am. All right. Got a raid from Oyost. Thank you. Rename symbol. I might have played some of the Jumpstart games. I know I played one of the typing games. I don't remember which one it was. Hello, Sword Yoshi. All right, so now that we have this function here, we'll just put a breakpoint, and this should get called right when our desync happens. Hello to Brazil. Thank you for the raid. Okay. So here's where our desync happens. When we are not in widescreen, we get a spiral animation. When we are in widescreen, what's up, Nikki? The 19 months. So what I want to do here, the thing I'm going to look at first is I know that the RNG basically ends up calculating wrong at priority 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the rand functions. What are the names? Isn't there a rand I and rand F? Maybe it has a different name. Yeah, it wasn't Peach. Yo, who knows the symbol names for the RNG functions in Melee? Why don't I know them? What's wrong with me? Maybe I have them here somewhere? Rand I. Maybe I need to capitalize it? Yeah, okay. Dude, I hate that this is case sensitive. It's so frustrating. Okay. We're good. How long has it been since I played in tournament? I don't know. Does playing in the VIP tournament at Summit count? Because that would be the most recent. Prior to that, I think I played in Alivo. No, there's not a separate rand function. But what we're going to look at is what order this gets called in, and we're going to check the call stack for all of them, okay? So the first one is check to spawn firework, which is interesting. That happens really early. Not what I expected. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if I should take a screenshot of all these or I should just I'll just note them down. Let's do this and then we can rename symbol, copy. Okay. And then play. Display effect queued. I think this might be... See how it's like calculate knockback slash set damage source? This might be the spiral. I'm gonna... This is the one I recognize the best, so I'm just gonna... Or maybe this is? Who knows? It could be either. Item logic on player. Let's find 2 calls from that function. And then damage and hit stun. Actually, I should probably save where it's actually being called to, just in case I need that later. Okay. Okay, now we're at PS interpret particle. So I think this is probably very late in the priority. Particle think. I often look at my article for this. So if I do, let's see. I think it's fighting desyncs. Yeah. This is what I wanted. So yeah, so particle think is like 15. Hit lag think is 0, animation 1, etc. But yeah, particle think is super late. So we're in particle think now, so we're good. So now I want to redo this process, but I'm going to turn the widescreen code on, which causes the desync. But before I do that, I'm just going to show you guys what this looks like. So save, clear, and then I'm going to frame advance. So look at the position of Falcon. It's pretty clear right away. You can see Falcon goes into this spiral animation. You can see it even on the first frame, and then he lands on the platform. So now what we're going to do, though, is we're going to turn on widescreen. And then go breakpoint. Yeah, it was pretty crazy that got another desync report literally the day after I streamed about desyncs. Maybe people are just more keen on it since it just happened and are reporting it more. I'm not sure. I'm doing well. Okay, so we're gonna load. It didn't work. Whatever. It's not too hard. Rand. I don't even know if HSD Rand is ever called. It's always RandF or RandI. Oh, I guess there's a few that call it. It can absolutely be in friendlies. Actually, that's preferred because if we can stop it when it happens on friendlies, then it won't happen in tournaments. Yeah, I usually enjoy streaming. It's just like I said, for ranked, I haven't been doing work that is good for streams. So I haven't really streamed. Also, when you report a desync, make sure you're like not using skins or like custom ISOs or anything like that. We want to make sure we're not chasing our tails. So I think this is the new one, right? Stages Pokemon Stadium change screen type. Nikki's memorized that number. Okay, so what we're seeing here, and this is kind of what I wanted to call out and what I expected, is that in widescreen, for whatever reason, we have this change screen type function call happening, which calls randef. Are you hot, buddy? Yeah, I mean, I'll let you down. Don't want you overheating. So yeah, so we're basically getting an extra RNG call before the spiral gets decided on. And every time you get an RNG call, the seed increments. So basically you end up having a different seed for the spin call. And so you get a desync. Yeah, my prediction is something like that too, Kronos. It's just kind of unclear why. Okay, then I imagine the next few will be the same as before. Oh, there's actually maybe more than one. Did this happen twice? I'm not 100% sure, but maybe this function gets called multiple times. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it's getting called again. 3. Oh, that's a different one. So 3 times it calls this. Then it calls this one. Okay. And then it's going to be this. So yeah, Ryan, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to figure out what causes this logic to run and try to see if there's a way I can make that function or like that logic to decide when to run this not depend on whether or not it's widescreen. That way it'll just always run at the same time regardless of whether widescreen's on. At least that's my thought right now, but we'll see. I may end up, you know, as I learn more about this, I may end up choosing a different solution. All right. Okay, so these are my notes. The point is that all 4 of these RNG calls happen with widescreen on, and they do not without widescreen on. So let's try and trace back what's going on here. What's causing this function, this to run. So let's stop this, start it up again. Play. Delete. 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 Also, Uncle Punch is usually very often faster than I am at this stuff, but hopefully I can figure something out. He's a little burnt out from doing all the research for the Ice Climbers thing today, which is totally understandable. Alright, so we're here. Now I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. Okay. So main prefunc, I'm assuming, yeah, so this will run every frame, because this is our check to spawn firework function. That's fine. And then this calls change screen type. So I'm assuming this doesn't get called every frame. Let's just put a breakpoint here. So it just got called. Is it because we're exiting? It got called from a different place this time, so that's kind of interesting. Huh. Got called 4 times this time. If you want to know more about the Icy's glitch, or the Icy's desync, go look at Uncle Punch's Twitter. He tweeted about it and explained what the problem was. Or what caused it, rather. I think I explained a little bit how it was solved. But yeah, we do have a solution for it. I don't know if it's the best solution yet, but it is a solution. Is this just a loop? Man, this person really stayed in a long time while they were desynced. I think they just didn't realize. Okay, this one is the same one as before, so it's interesting. Yeah, it happens in vanilla. Right now, the fix initializes to 0. The thing about it is, I think the address that it uses to initialize that data is fixed for the entirety of the game. So for a given game, it will just always be the same. But for a different game, it might be different. Although it's like, I don't know, it's like some really minor DI. I don't think it really has much gameplay impact. Okay, I'm assuming this gets called every frame, though. Yeah. So this gets called every frame. We're going to see what branches it takes. When you say this bug, are you referring to the Ices thing? I just think it wouldn't have ever been noticeable. The only way you notice something like that is if you get a desync. Because it's just such a minor thing in gameplay, like, you would never notice it. It's just Nana's position is slightly different, but you wouldn't think it's different than anything else because you have nothing to really go by. Yeah, the change screen type function does not get called very much, that's for sure. Okay. Well, I would say it's still a bug though, Sheephair, because in order to get something like that, you would have to use a variable that you haven't actually initialized, which is a coding mistake, I guess. It just never really created a bug which was, you know, worth fixing, I guess. But I mean, we're splitting hairs a little bit. I would say it's bad coding practice, more so than a bug, really. I imagine they defined a variable, initialized it in an if block, and then used the variable outside of it. And, you know, sometimes the variable didn't get set because you never went into the if block that sets it. I'm probably simplifying it, but something like that. Okay, so let's step. Oh boy, this BCTR took me here. Okay. Info screen main. Okay, so even that's rare. Whoops. Okay, now we're in here, so... How often do we get here? So where does this go? Follow branch to the end. We probably get in there a lot, I would imagine. So let's try here. Wow, now we're hitting the earlier breakpoint that we were almost never hitting before. What the hell? Is it because it's like the default screen now? Does it run every time if we have the default screen open? Okay, I want to know what are R3 and R0 here? Yeah, I mean, certainly Uncle Punch would be helpful, but we'll let him take a break. This one, anyway, I think is a little less... Well, it'd be nice to fix it for the next patch anyway, which is kind of why I'm looking into it quickly. But I think it only happens on Pokemon Stadium. It only happens with widescreen, and it will only happen if, like, you get really bad luck on if an RNG call happens at the same time as the screen wants to change. So I don't know how often that is. It's probably not very often. Okay, I'm just gonna let this play for a bit. Oh, we're loading. Oops, I can't edit this, can I? This is read and write. Damn it. Can I do like a... Yeah, I just want it to be right. It doesn't work. I have to delete it first, probably. Let me try setting one breakpoint like this. Okay, it's not showing up. That's unfortunate. Whatever, we'll try to... I think it gets set, it just doesn't show in the UI. Thanks for the 3 months, Hatch Forward. Thank you. Yeah, Roman cancel. That's how it works. People will build features on their branch and then they'll make a pull request. And if we like the pull request, we merge it into our branch. We're looking into a desync right now, which happens on Pokemon Stadium with the widescreen code on. I think I can do this. Oh wait, right breakpoints might not be working. I might have to do this. There goes our FPS though. You know, I highly doubt anything ever writes to this. This is probably fixed. Yeah. Instead, I should look at R0. I should look at R0, I think. This might be a switch. Yeah, I think this is a switch statement. I think it's a switch statement with 16 values. Let me see. R08. And then is that 8 times 4? Yeah, it's 8 times 4. Yeah, so it gets the address. Okay. So R31, that should be the same every time, I think. Yeah. So we'll grab R31 and we'll put a breakpoint at R31 plus E4. That's what determines which branch of the switch this uses. And we're probably looking for branch 1. At least in our case. Okay, so plus E4. Breakpoints. Let's delete this one. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have deleted it. I'll put it back for now. Okay. Let's see if we get a break somewhere. This is gonna be a lot of just digging. I have to just like try to figure out, you know, where to keep digging and see if I figure out anything. So far, I don't seem to have figured out much. It's like a really old version. Hey Cookbook, we got a new desync. It seems to have something to do with the widescreen code and Pokemon Stadium. Might be willing to take a look at it later, but first I want to look at this one. Ah, here we go. Finally. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna store 1 to this value, which I believe will make us start branching where we want. So I think screen 1 is probably the one with the 2 names. I don't know how relevant that is. Regardless. Give me 1 sec, I'll be right back. You know, I did just think of a really stupid way to fix this problem. So the problem happens because... Okay. I kind of talk about it in this... Well, freeze the jumbo is certainly one. That's one option, but I have a different option which doesn't freeze the jumbo. Alright, so I talk a little bit about this desync here, where... So this is our engine, our resync engine, trying to make Marth twirl when he wasn't actually twirling, but The air roll code happens at priority 1. Okay. Here. We restore the seed before anything happens, and our problem right now is that something is happening at either priority 0 or priority 1, but before the animation. That's when this Pokemon Stadium think function is running, right? One stupid potential idea is to move that entire think function to like priority 15, which is already unsafe. I think if I did that, it wouldn't desync anything. Because really it's cosmetic. I don't know if there's... I'm just worried that if I did that, I would like break something else about Pokemon Stadium. So yeah. That is one idea. Probably a bad idea. I'll run it by Vin though, just to see if, well... Yeah, I'll run it by Vin just to see if he's... Vin's gonna hate this idea. Vin is a purist. He really loves to keep things as correct as possible, which is good. It's a good thing to do. I'm a bit less that way. But regardless. Actually, I won't bother him now because I don't want to bother him because he basically said he was burnt out on this stuff, so I'm not gonna make him ask him a question at the moment, but no, I don't have any statistics on desyncs. We don't like do any kind of analysis or data capture from people's gameplay, really. So the Jumbo is the Jumbotron. It's this thing. It's like a fancy word for big ass screen. Most of this project is open source, so no, it's not proprietary. And a bunch of other developers do stuff with it. I'm not necessarily against it. It's just that it adds some complexity, and we'd probably need to like ask people if they're willing to participate and so on. So let's just keep digging for now a little bit, see what I can learn about how this function works. So yeah, so we went to screen 1, so now we're here. Which means we're hitting this part of the switch. So this part of the switch, yeah, so info screen main. So it calls this function that basically does stuff about the info screen. And then this is the condition to decide whether to change screens. So I'm kind of interested in that. How does that work? Let's see here. Load word 0, R3, E0, R31. So plus, then it stores it, and then it checks this. Okay, so this is a counter. So there's a counter stored here, and it's decremented every frame. Right, so right here. So if I hit play, you guys see this counter decrements every frame. Once this hits 0, it's going to change screens. So now the question is, do all of them behave like that? And what initializes that timer? Because if that's how it works, it shouldn't ever desync. So it should be the same, regardless of whether you're on widescreen or not. So there's clearly more to it. It does look like this timer is change screen type, load have 0. E4 is the... Okay, so I should write some notes. So R31, well, it stores pointer to I don't know, Pokemon Stadium struct info, stage struct something. Offset 0x E4 current screen display. I should just do struct offsets is the current screen display 0xe0. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of like really digging into the code and just stepping through it, looking how the logic works, and trying to understand where the data is, what's happening, and trying to understand sort of how it works. So you can see me sort of like going through that process and writing down in my notes. So E4 is the current screen display. E0 is counter until next screen. It's actually strange to me that in this replay, in these two replays, the RNG doesn't say it's different. I would have thought it would be different. I don't actually see how it's possible it wouldn't be different. But it doesn't show up in the script, which really baffles me. I kind of want to do like a... seeds. F1 dot. Yeah, but it's not Chronos. That's kind of the point. That's why we're getting that desync. Because you can see with widescreen on, you get this many RNG calls towards the start of the function, and with no widescreen, we get this. And that's before the player inputs, and the seeds that it's looking at are in the pre-frame, which are in the player inputs. So I would assume that the RNG seed should be different by the time it gets there, and it's completely wild to me that it's not. Or at least that my script isn't picking it up. I feel like maybe there's a bug in the script, which is kind of what I wanted to look into. You mean to see if I can, like, create the other replay? I could if I wanted to. I mean, that would work. If I just created, if I went with no widescreen and I created 4 random RNG calls, then it would probably behave the same way it does with widescreen. But I don't think I learned much from doing that. It doesn't really help me fix it. But yeah, I don't know. It's really strange. I could have, like, I would have bet money that the RNG seed would be different, and it would show up in pre-seed. It doesn't make sense that it's not. Whatever. I'm just not gonna think about that right now. Keep writing my notes. This isn't really that relevant. Okay, something I want to look at. I'm going to load both of these replays. And I want to monitor what's going on with the screen and when the screens are different. So let's do that. Maybe I'll record a video so I can look at it more easily. Oops. I think desyncs are quite high priority because you don't want them happening in tournaments. It's pretty bad. It also confuses players a lot when they happen. Some people don't really understand, like they're just not knowledgeable enough with the system, and when a desync happens, they're just like completely confused. Like, why is my opponent SDing a bunch? This doesn't make sense. So, I do think desyncs are really high priority. It really doesn't matter here. I can... Didn't even need that shortcut I made. Because I need to start one... Here. Do this. That. Okay. I wish there was a way to start the replays simultaneously. Hey Nebby, thank you. Welcome back. We're just learning more about the Jumbotron right now. That's kind of the goal at the moment. Alright, so I want to see when it comes alive. So go. So, okay. Let's see if that's the same for both. Go. Oops, I skipped it. But so far it looks the same, right? So I want to see where it gets out of sync, if ever. So let's find when the next switch is for this one. Problem, yeah, we might lose sight of it. Okay. It was there. What frame was that? God damn it. Is this thing... Dude, the seek bar is just awful. Okay, it's around there. What? Also, god damn it, dude. My keybinds aren't working. Except period. At least that still works. So I went black around this time. So let's go there. Here. So 600-ish. Looked similar. $600. Okay, yeah. So I think they went black around the same time there. So what I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for if the two ever diverge, because I'm expecting them to diverge at some point. And what I'm trying to figure out is why they're diverging, why the two screens are behaving differently at the moment. And for those who maybe weren't here before, I have one of these in widescreen, and you can see it's like scrunched here. And then this one's not in widescreen. And the interaction between the widescreen code and Pokemon Stadium seems to be causing the Jumbotron to work differently, which causes, if you're really unlucky, the RNG to be desynced for a frame. It's not completely random. It seems to we'll have a countdown to go to the next screen. I'm not sure how it decides exactly which is the next screen it should go to yet, but it's certainly not completely random. Hopefully I'll figure out more about it soon. But right now I don't know that much. So anyway, let's move on. So here this looks very similar. 613. Yeah, looks similar to me. You can see though that like the aspect ratio is causing more to be visible on the Jumbotron, which is fairly interesting. And it might be relevant, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, so anyway, we're on this screen. Let's see when the next transition is. I mean, the camera changed. Does that count as a transition? I don't know. Because before it was like zoomed in and then it stopped being zoomed in. I'm not exactly sure if that's a transition. You know, one thing I could do, I could probably do this much more easily. Let's try something else. Let's go back to the debug mode. We'll start with no widescreen. We'll just breakpoint the change function. This is going to be much simpler, yeah. And then we'll just look at what frame it is. Okay, so the main function, I'm gonna remove these breakpoints. I don't want them right now. It's the change screen type function right here. Follow branch. Okay, I already have a breakpoint on there, so great. Okay. Interesting that going from go to this doesn't change it. So it was around 600, I think, was the first one. So yeah, so right here, 600. Were the functions manually labeled by us? Yes. I mean, this is like years and years of work, I think, cataloging these functions. It wasn't I haven't named many of them, I've named maybe like 3. But people have been managing that for years. It's not with a disassembler. I mean, there is no disassembler, first of all. It's because it's still an assembly, but It's just tagging the functions. You can see this is what you get normally. So this is a function that hasn't been named yet. Okay, so anyway, so let's do is R5? Wait, where am I? I was gonna ask if R5 is the screen we want to go to. Maybe this decides the screen we go to. I'm not 100% sure how that happens, but it might be that this function decides what the next screen is. Technically, I think this is frame 601 because I think it hasn't displayed the frame that is being calculated at the moment. So I don't know if I should record it as 601 or 600. I'll just write what's on screen. I think it'll be easier for now. I wanted to write the screen that it transitions to, but my breakpoint for that didn't seem to work, so oh, it's because I'm right. I guess it was on 8. Or it switched to 8. I wonder if the loggers work. Do I have... Anyway, we'll do 806. We'll just hit play and then hit pause, because I know that it's changed. So now it goes to 7. So was it 8, goes to 7. That depends what you enjoy. Dav. I think it's kind of fun. It's like detective work. I will admit that this frame printing thing is pretty nice. I mean, right now I'm mostly doing research on how the Jumbotron works because I know the Jumbotron's behaving differently in 2 different scenarios. So I'm trying to figure out more about it so that I can figure out what's causing that behavior. Which, you know, it can take time. So I have some notes here that I'm writing about how it works, like where certain data is kept and so on. Absolutely, Nebby. Yep. If you toggle the 2, you can see the different behavior. We'll actually see it coming up, so I'll show you. Wow, this one was very short. So it's right here. This is where the desync happens. It's the next frame. You'll be able to see it. So look, I'm gonna... Oh. Doesn't it change screens there? Isn't it supposed to? What function do I have breakpointed right now? Change screen type, right? Oh wait, we're not running with widescreen. We're not running with widescreen right now. That's the whole point. That's right. Okay. I don't think it's the fireworks, Nebby, because that happens a lot later in the pipeline. But I won't 100% rule it out. All right, so I'll show you what happens in the case of no widescreen. It's coming up. Okay, so it's right here. I'm gonna hit period, which will frame in advance. So you see, if you take a look at Falcon here, oh, what's up, Chillin? Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Chillin. Welcome, Chillin's chat. We're digging into the nitty-gritty melee stuff at the moment. Thank you for the sub, Kronos. Or maybe someone gifted you, I don't know. Oh, an anonymous gifter. Thank you, anonymous gifter. Yes, I am the creator of Slippi. So basically, I'm looking into a desync right now. Somebody reported this in the Discord today. If you're on Pokemon Stadium and you use the widescreen code, you can get different behavior than someone who is not using the widescreen code. So that can cause desyncs. It's pretty rare, but it's definitely something we want to look into. I'm kind of showing what it looks like right now. This is the case where, and I'm sorry the screen is so small, but this is the case where we are not running widescreen for the game in question. And if you look at it, oh god, yeah. If you look at it, this is Falcon, and when he gets hit here, this was on like frame 2752, when he gets hit here, he goes into the spiral animation. So you see Falcon spirals out of that get up attack and then lands on the platform. So this is the behavior without widescreen. Now, if I turn widescreen on, which is what I'm going to do now. So go to widescreen and then play that replay again. And we're gonna let it get to that frame. I have a few breakpoints in there. I'm just gonna skip them for now. You always gotta get better. I lose every time I Q2, so it's a tough life out there. Every time I play unranked these days, I just feel like everyone's getting better so fast. It's friggin' brutal. Okay, so here we go. We're getting to the same point in the replay. So if you guys remember, you saw that spiral animation, right? It's about to happen. So when we had no widescreen, Falcon started spiraling as he got hit. But now, if he gets hit, you see how you can already tell he's not in the spiral. This is just a normal hit animation right here. And you'll see that before he spiraled and he landed on the platform, but now he didn't spiral, and instead he lands on the ground. And so that's obviously a huge desync, because now this guy, I believe, thinks that he's on the platform. You can tell he's up airing the platform, because this is where he is on his screen. And he probably hit him. So now he's gonna like keep chasing him, because he's probably like over here somewhere on his screen or something. But anyway, that's kind of the point. The changing widescreen on and off changes the behavior of the match. And I'm digging into why that is at the moment by learning about the Pokemon Stadium Jumbotron. It's pretty fun. I mean, I think it's pretty fun. I'm definitely trying to just dig into the code and figure out how it works. And I don't have a lot of resources, so it's pretty tricky stuff. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to restart this, and I was cataloging the frames at which the Jumbotron was changing states. Also, Nebby, Falco Puff matchup, I could not presume to know anything about that matchup. Okay, so 600 is the first screen transition. And I'm assuming it goes to 8, so screen changes with widescreen. So these were the I think this went to 1. I don't remember. I don't think it matters. that much. Oh wait, actually it didn't change there. Okay. So 600, and I'm assuming it goes to 8. That's the only thing that makes sense. I think when this screen is active, it's just a straight 600 frames. 600 frames later, it switches to something else. Different screens seem to behave differently, which is probably where we're going to find our bug, if you will. Yeah, that's a funny comment from Ambi, but it does work on Linux now, so that's good, I guess. Yes, there's a ranked mode in the works, and there's an FAQ about a few questions regarding it if you scroll down on my channel. Okay. Memory. I want memory here. Whoa. Is this a different value? E4? Yeah, it's a different location. Interesting. Nice, Kronos. Okay, so it is going to 8. 600. Let's see when the next transition is. $10.90. So it's already different, right? So there we go. That's what we're gonna want to look at. We're gonna want to look at how 8 behaves and why the value is different for the two. So I'm assuming this goes to 7. It seems to always go from 8 to 7. Yeah. So it goes to 7. Okay, so yeah, so the first transition happens at the same time, but the second transition happens at a different time. So let's look at the logic when it's on screen 8. Oops. So I'm going to restart. I'm going to let it do the first transition. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to breakpoint this function, because this function is what takes me to the switch handler. Actually, I'm going to breakpoint here, because I want to see what R0 is. I think I know what it's going to be, but I want to see it anyway. Okay. Whoa, look at this. I don't know if I can guess the question. There's a lot of questions I get asked thousands of times. That's awesome to hear, Nebby. I don't run SMB2 anymore because I don't want to commit the time to stay good at it. Although I have been doing some custom levels, which like hard custom levels, and that's been a lot of fun. Although I haven't done that in a bit. I'll definitely do that again at some point. Okay, so R0 is 8, which is good. That's what I expected. Because we're transitioning to 8, which means that the switch it takes me to is this function. So step over, so right here. So let's just, let's briefly follow the logic here. So this loads the timer, right? And it decrements the timer. So immediately it decrements the countdown. So I'm curious, what is the timer right now? Because it loads it, right? So the timer is 417. So that's actually really interesting, because 417, where it's 600, right? This is with widescreen. So wait, is this hex? This is hex, okay. So it's not 417, it's 0x416, which is different. So $1647? No, that's a lot later. Thank you, Bilkins, for gifting SFAT. There is a 1637 with no widescreen. So that's interesting. Maybe I should have gone one more here. Because maybe this always does. Maybe this is like the full one. But the mid transition is what's different. Let's actually do that. Let's go to the next one. So I'm curious. I want to see. X8. Whoops. So yeah, so 1090 is what I logged last time when it goes to 7. Yep. Went to 7. I do play sometimes. I'm passable, I guess. I guess we'll see when rank comes out. I believe I'm currently above average, but I am not anywhere near pro level. So we're at 21. Wait, the next one was 2149? Dude, what the fuck happened? How did we go all the way to 2149? Okay, let's look at that handler some more, because I want to see what's going on there. So we subtract in store right away. And if we're less than 0, I'm assuming we... What do? We change. Okay. So if we reach the end of the counter, we change. That makes sense. But otherwise, what are we doing here? We're loading this. Okay. So I shaded my breakpoint, good. So this is 0 right now. Load main character data offset start. Check if player is in sleep after death. So this checks to see if a player has died. Right now the answer is no. So it skips. I see. Otherwise, okay. So what I'm learning is that when it has that zoom in, because every time it went to this screen, hey King, thanks for the prime, and welcome. No, the screen doesn't say who's in the lead for this ID. For this ID, it's showing the main character. I don't know how it decides who the main character is, but that's not that relevant. It has a main character that it decides on. Maybe it's the person who's in the lead, I don't know. And then it checks if they're dead, and if they're dead, it does a transition right away instead of waiting, it looks like. I mean, that seems to be the only time it does that. So it's interesting that it's not going all the way to the timer. I don't see what else would cause it to... Well, regardless, we'll see. Does a character die during this? So see, right now it's focused on Falcon. And see, we gotta change screen. Why did we change screens here? Oh, what's going on here? Thank you, anonymous gifter. Much appreciated. Okay, this is very interesting. There's a special condition happening here. I don't know how it's getting here. And this condition seems to be checking if a player takes damage. And if a player takes damage, it changes the screen type. So, it looks like it's this here? Right, so if a player is not dead, I see. If a player is not dead, we go here. So, and then we check some more stuff. And if player is damaged, compare with 0, B. If a player So this seems to be checking if a player is damaged and deciding whether or not to change the screen if it is. Now the weird thing is that should return the same regardless of whether or not widescreen's on. So I'm a little confused still, but I'm gonna dig into it more. See if I can trigger that breakpoint and figure out. So R3 is 0. So check if player is damaged. Does that return 1? What does this return? Yeah, that concerns me. I'll be right back a sec. There's a lot of calls to some camera functions in here, which decide stuff, and they might return differently with different camera values. Thank you again, anonymous gifter. We got some love from the anonymous right now. I need to pee though. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm kind of worried that this this function is not named correctly. I think this function maybe returns whether a player is off screen instead. Because why would you need to get like on-screen stuff for like camera stuff for it determining whether someone took damage? It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. And notice how it happens right as Falcon goes off screen. So let's take a look at when this triggers, or if this is what's triggering. When we have widescreen off. Okay. So it looks like this should happen at 8:06, I think. Is this 600? Yeah. So 8:06. Is it already considered off screen here? He's not really off screen, but he's pretty close. The anonymous gifter strikes again. Thank you. To those getting gifts, enjoy your Miso W and Fizzi 36 Slippi. I'm gonna try something stupid. Maybe kind of stupid. I need to do more research, but I want to try something really quick. So I am going to remove this branch, and I'm going to change it to a no-op. Does that sound fun? You guys like that idea? I think if I hit click insert no-op in Ishii, it freaking breaks, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. Oh, wow. Anonymous with 5 now. Thank you. How much is that up? That's almost 10 already. Okay, so This should be a no op now. Good. And I don't know how much this matters, but I'm gonna... So what I'm guessing will happen now is as soon as we go to 600, on the very next frame, I think it should just go straight to 7. It'll go to 8 once, and then it'll go to 7. Thanks, Violetic. What's up? Well, so yeah, so it changed. So yeah, so it's zoomed out immediately. So what's the next one now? $1630. This is no widescreen, right? So basically what I'm doing right now is this function that I'm suspicious of right now, this Pokemon Stadium check if player is damaged, I'm not caring about what it returns. I'm basically always saying that the character is off screen, at least with regards to what I think the logic is saying. And so we'll automatically always transition off of that zoomed in screen that you see on the Jumbotron. And it'll go to the zoomed out view right away. And I'm hoping that by doing that, I will get identical transitions across the board. So let's try logging it. So this is with no widescreen. So I think it was... Yeah, so no widescreen. Not on this address. And this will probably be like this, and then like I'm not gonna log the other one, but I'm working on investigating a desync at the moment. That's happening on Pokemon Stadium. Yeah. It's happening on Pokemon Stadium with widescreen enabled. So 1630. This probably goes to 1, I would guess. Yeah. So change screen type. That this one is 2232. And I'm guessing once again it's gonna go to, I don't know what triggers it to go to like current winner is or whatever, but regardless, I'm not gonna keep looking at this. It seems to always be going to 8 for me. So yeah, so 8, we got the zoom in here, but then it's changing immediately, so it's gonna, yeah, so it zooms out immediately. $27.51. Guessing this will go to 1. Oh wait, this is not, never mind, that's not a change. Whoops. It's okay. Well, I'll wait for the next one. Okay. 31.57. 3759. Oops. Zoomed in. Oh, it switched to a different one now, actually. Switched to the current leader one. So we'll see if that behaves the same. 462. Thank you, Anonymous, again. So secretive. The mysterious supporter. I mean, here we've already desynced, so maybe... Well, actually it won't. It shouldn't be a desync anymore. In theory. Okay, cool. So we did that. And now we're gonna try that same thing, but with widescreen on. And we're gonna see if it matches. No, I don't think investigating desyncs is most of my dev time. But they're pretty high priority, so when they come up, I try to look at it. Right now, all you gotta do is chat, and you get free gifts. It seems. With Santa Claus over here. Okay, so 600. Next one should be 1630, I think. Yep. Next one should be 2232. Yep. Next one should be 3157. Oh yeah, this is my breakpoint for the desync. $31.57 coming up. Yep. I get a fair amount of Discord messages. I think I probably get more random DMs on Twitter than Discord, but I do get random Discord messages sometimes. 3759. So it's looking like this perhaps did fix the desync. 4062. Yep. I don't know if it's the best fix. 4664. Yep. So what I did is I no opt-in instruction this here, which was the branch that handled the return value of this function. which makes it so that the camera never stays in the zoomed in mode. It just automatically always goes to the zoomed out mode. And that fixes the problem. Because I think what's happening is that this function, like I said, I think it's checking to see if the character is close to on screen or not. And that evaluates differently depending on whether widescreen is on or not. No, I did not lower the priority. Well, I have to decide whether that's the fix I want to go with. It's not a very good fix, to be fair. I mean, maybe it's an okay fix, but I think it's, I still don't fully understand it. Like, what I could do is I could go into this function, right? And because I'm making assumptions about what it's doing, right? I could go into this function and try to understand. Oh, sorry, not this function. This one. Check if player is damaged, which is the function I think is returning certain values if you're off screen. And I could try to understand it better and try to make it behave more similarly on in both cases, or make it behave the same in both cases, so that you still have that zoomed in view for the Jumbotron. Although in my opinion, the zoomed in view is kind of fucking distracting anyway, so I don't really miss it. It deviates from vanilla behavior more than it needs to, I would say, yeah. I could try to figure out how to better preserve that zoomed in view. All you gotta do is talk in chat. Congrats, Cookbook. Thank you, Anonymous, again. They're really on top of it, too. That was like instant. Man. Do I care about this zoomed in view? Is it worth spending more time to understand what's going on, or do I just accept this? I actually kind of want to test this with a different replay that had a similar desync. Or, a perhaps related desync. Unclear at the moment. Hi, also Obama. Who's Obama? Am I Obama? Thank you, Anonymous. Just killing it out here. Check if monitor is zoomed on player. Dude, it's so wild how weird the monitor is. Why is this important? Why does this ever matter? This function is never called by anything? Oh, maybe it's like dynamically called? You're welcome, Polypen. Okay, let's check. Let's check another replay. If I can find it. Desyncs. No. 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 I don't know if I have it. This would have been a very old desync, yes. If I can find it. I'm gonna check Discord real quick. See if it's on there. This was a desync that happened at one of Leva's tournaments. It was I think it was a doubles match on Pokemon Stadium. God, this channel's too long. Fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna find this. See, PS in... Oh, this looks promising. 712. Oh wait, it's not. It is singles. Falco versus Fox. 7/. This is the date where we were talking about it, but pretty sure this isn't it. No, yeah, this is not it. Feel like, unless we talked about it way later, no, it's not it either. No, it's Falco versus.
Wow, that was dangerous. I think there could have been some smash jack from Clemens to survive.
This is
that.
the game.
Yeah. Oh, slight Slippi bug. Don't worry about it. It's just a bug that happens with Slippi sometimes. It wasn't in the game. The players saw it.
Wow, that was.
Yeah. Oh, I think I found the replay. Desync's. What's the tournament called? I'm just gonna say. Yeah, I think this is it. So, what's the timer approximately? 5:08.
That was dangerous. I think there could have been some. Wow, that was dangerous.
Oh,
Like 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay. It's pretty late in the replay. Thank you, why not? And thank you, Anonymous. Once again. Yes, it is Chase McDizzle. It's the work of many years. And probably many of them named by our friendly Uncle Punch. Anonymous coming through clutch again. I don't know who my secret admirer is. I greatly appreciate them though. It's always exciting to see, like, if someone new types in the chat, is it gonna happen again? How long can it go for? Alright, this is where the desync should happen. Yeah. Yeah, they're desynced. I'm pretty sure. These players are way too good to be acting this badly. Okay, interesting. Marky Mock. There it is again. It's just, it's unstoppable. They're dishing out the coins for sure. Okay, now let's see if I turn it off. I want to see... Thank you, Anonymous. You're a hero. Hello, Rick Nad. Will Anonymous strike again? Of course. It will never end. Thank you again. How come you don't have a seek bar? It's because I'm in debug mode. I probably should have switch to not debug mode so that I can have a seek bar, because that would save me a lot of time right now, but I'm committed. Here I am. There's just not really a great place to show it. I think there were bugs with it or something, so we hit it. I don't remember exactly why, but it's not really that important in debug mode anyway. They're hackers on the steroids. Anonymous is just too strong. It's crazy that all these years later, this replay still desyncs. It's pretty wild. I'm very curious if my hack fix will solve the problem. Alright, let's see if they desync this time. In theory, they should not desync here. It's about to happen. We're about to see it. Yep, I think they're synced. Playing much better than they were the last time after this point. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So let's see what happens if I... add in my hack fix. Tab is working a lot better this time, at least. It's doubling the speed. Oh, thank you, Anonymous. Again. Hello, Haram Boy. Friend list for Slippi. It's the most requested feature on our Nalt. Hey, Safe State. Welcome to the stream. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Anonymous. Safe State 100% deserves that sub. Is it Safe State, huh? That would make sense. Okay, cool. So it didn't desync. I could believe it's Safe State. I could definitely believe that. Cool, so we're still synced here. I'm gonna switch to widescreen now, and we'll see if my hack fix fixes the desync. I actually don't have a lot of replays of stadium desyncs. These are the only two that I know of. So like this replay, it's just so rare because the screen doesn't change that often. You just have to get really unlucky that some random element happens on the same frame as the screen changing. Some random element that also affects game state. Yeah, this is Pokemon with transformations. This was played in 2019 at, what is it? Was it Viennality or something? It was a tournament Leva was streaming. It's a very old replay. The Foxtail desync was insane. Yeah, that function gets called maybe like, I don't know, 20 times a game. It's pretty rare overall. Like, and that's on a single frame, so there's a lot of frames in one game. Alright, we're gonna see if this fixed the desync. Here we go. Looks like it did. Does what impact replays? The, No, this isn't a vanilla melee bug, actually. It's an interaction between the widescreen code and the Jumbotron on Pokemon Stadium, and the fact that it calls the RNG functions rand I, rand F, etc. Okay, well, anyway. That's crazy. It fixed a replay from 2019. How wild is that? It's definitely not the best fix, but I think maybe I'll accept it for now. Let's write the code itself. This was the line, right? Convert this to a no-op. Skip zoomed in monitor. Thank you, Anonymous, again. Everyone in the chat is a sub now. It's incredible. The fix is a new widescreen code? No, it's not a new widescreen code. It's so basically what happens is, I'll actually just start Melee so we can look at this function. So there's this function here that is currently labeled as check if player is damaged. it looks like the Pokemon Stadium monitor, when it switches to the view of the game, it always starts zoomed in on the primary player or whatever it is, right? And then there's some conditions that transition it out of the zoomed in view. One of those conditions, I presume, I think this function is named incorrectly. I think this should be like check if player is off screen or something like that. But when this returns true, it switches to the zoomed out view. And the problem is, and well, I can go into this function so you can see that, but it does a bunch of calls to like camera load entity and then like get HUD position for player on screen coordinates, and stuff like that. And when you're in widescreen, it triggers less quickly, if you will. Like the player has to be like further off screen for it to trigger, which causes it to transition at different times. And the problem with that is that the screen itself calls the RNG functions, rand I, rand f, etc. And now if you have one person playing on widescreen, one person playing on not widescreen, they don't always call random functions on the same frame, so it can screw up RNG calls that happen on that frame after this runs. I don't know if all that made sense. That was like a word vomit situation, but so what I'm doing right now are my current fix, which is kind of, it's not really the best fix, is I basically no-op this branch, which will make it so that it always skips the zoomed in view. So it goes into the zoomed in view for one frame, and then the very next frame it just switches immediately to the zoomed out view. It would be equivalent to the player, just whatever the main player is, always being off screen as per the logic. And so, yeah, it just skips that, the zoomed in view completely. Which makes it so that now this condition isn't at risk of changing how one replay behaves versus another. This causes the result to be ignored, I think. The unbanned Pokefloats group. Isn't there like a Reddit something devoted to that cause? I think there is. I think Pokefloats is super cool. Also, that function is definitely camera related. Yeah. It doesn't, like, you would think, given the name, check if player is damaged, it would return true if a player took damage. It definitely doesn't do that. It usually always returns true unless a player is what it seemed to be close to off screen. Once a player was close to off screen, then it would return false, and false would cause it to transition. Thank you, Anonymous. Apple Computers. Did they type in chat? We're getting daring now. What is Apple Computers? Is that a real account? Account created since 2011. Thanks, Anonymous. There's no telling who Anonymous is. Maybe it's Apple Computers, who knows? 200-word essay due tomorrow. Is that what I just wrote? Did I just write a 200-word essay? How many words is this? It's gotta be at least 100. Yeah, that was a big no-op. I can't say I'm a big fan of this code, to be honest, but I'm gonna make a PR. I'm not gonna push it to main yet. And I'm gonna talk to Vin about it. I'm sure he'll hate this idea. He'll hate this fix, but at least it gives a lot of context as to what's really causing the issue. So we can, we can go from here. Well, renaming the function will only do it on my end. I kind of let Vin manage the names and everything, Uncle Punch manage the names, because most people use his map anyway. That's a sick emote right there. I'm jealous of that emote. Thank you, Anonymous. Vin mains Spaceys. I think he mains Fox, but he also has a good Falco. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday we had a lot of viewers. New branch. Thank you again, Anonymous. That's a lot of gifts. So much so it might be the record for one of my streams. I don't know how many it is. It doesn't show us, unfortunately, because it's an anonymous gifter, but it's a lot. Okay, this seems good. I'll save this. Do I have a memes folder? I don't collect memes. RLNM. Okay, let me... Oh, by the way, this was the desync that got fixed from
that.
Yeah.
Vianality. This is what it looked like on stream.
Whoa,
It's like Slippi bot, don't worry about it.
It's dangerous. I think there could have been some smash jack from Clemens to survive that.
Yeah. It's like Slippi bot, don't worry about it. It's just a bug that happens with Slippi sometimes. It wasn't in the game. The players saw it.
Wow, that was dangerous.
The commentators handled that great, though. Super professional. They're just like, don't worry about it. It's alright. The players didn't see it. We're good. I like that. That's very well executed. $169 words. All right. Vin has been notified. PR is up. Do I want to dig into this function? Did you read this function, Meta? We don't... I don't reveal that info. Dasher Tim, sorry. Rates the global camera struct and compares things to some HUD. Yeah. It's strange. It's possible we could write it in a way that isn't dependent on the widescreen camera settings. Do you store all of the data from games played like in a SQL server? No, not at the moment. With ranked, we'll have some stuff, but right now we don't store anything about the games played. Okay. It's not necessarily because of cost. It's just because we haven't had a need to yet. We've been focusing on other things. So I think probably, I was just thinking about it, and maybe the best way to fix this function is to make it, instead of do whatever the hell it's doing, which I don't fully understand what it's doing, so it'd be better to understand that a little bit better. But instead of doing what it's doing, maybe make it do what the current off-screen code does, which is like this one, brawl off-screen damage. Needs to return one determining whether a player is in the damage zone. So basically, if a player is in the off-screen damage zone, we return 0. Otherwise, we return 1. Just write that in here. What's up, Yash? Yeah, I'm sure Vin will know more. I think he's asleep though, which is impressive for him. Thank you, Anonymous. I mean, they're not exactly my devs. It's all open source and people work whenever they want, so I wouldn't ever call someone like that and be like, "Hey, you gotta do this thing right now." I'll be right back. Why do we have a squished miso? Miso, you want to say hi to stream? Ah. He's sleeping. Well, he's not sleeping, but maybe he would like to be sleeping. I don't know. All right. I think, I mean, I'll simmer on this. try to decide whether I want to use the stage camera limits. I think it might be a good idea, but I'll talk about it with Vin and see what he thinks. Miso with the shades. It always looks so silly, the shades. I don't know where they end up. We have some ideas for anti-cheat, but I don't think we would do like a Vanguard solution. Vanguard is absurd. It's basically spyware, malware, whatever. Very invasive. So I don't think we would do that. Okay, I think I'm probably gonna end. That was productive. We found a fix. Probably not the best fix, but we found a fix, I think. So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Thank you, Anonymous, for all the gifts. You are very much appreciated. Supporting Slippi, supporting my work. Thank you. And yeah, I'm going to talk to Uncle Punch about this and figure out where to go from there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll catch you all later. Good night.